Hey guys, my name is Lewis. If you haven't heard of me, I'm just sitting on the sofa. I thought I'd hit record and just talk to the camera, and hopefully this video helps someone out. So I wanted to do a short video just talking about my life, some of the things that I've been through, and my mission with this online business thing. I've been in online business personally for around 8 years. I've, done everything from running meme pages, growing Instagram accounts to millions of followers, flipping Instagram accounts. My main page was called Banter and Talent, so it was one of the biggest ones in the UK at the time, posting funny videos and memes. I grew that to just under 2 million followers. It got deleted. I've done drop shipping, I've done Amazon FBA, Forex trading, and I now run a marketing business. Um, and just to kind of give you some context of like, this is someone who actually knows a little bit about online business. There's a lot of people out there who make £20 trading Forex and, sell a course on how to make 10 grand a month, when they don't even know how to make 10 grand in a year. And I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just trying to put something out there and hopefully some people resonate with it. Now, for a long time, I've been running businesses, chasing the money, chasing the income, just trying to reach that next goal and that next target. I love what I do with my marketing business. Me and my team, we run ads for businesses. We help them scale up, mostly e-commerce stores, online stores. And it's very, very rewarding and I love it and I'm extremely passionate about it. And I also run a business where I teach people how to start their own marketing agencies because for me, it doesn't create any competition. We've been established for a long time, and there's plenty of businesses out there who want marketing that by me helping other people start marketing businesses, it doesn't affect me. There's more than enough for everyone out there. So, and I love these two businesses that I've ran, but recently what I've been trying to do is looking over my life at what I've gone through, what I've experienced, and just try to see if I can help out somebody who's gone through something similar. Because there's a lot of people out there who have gone through similar things to myself, and if I can help even one of those people, then I will be a very, very happy man. And in terms of what I have been through, everyone's been through things in their life. I think a big majority of the things that I've been open about on Instagram in the past is my medical history. So, I started, um, well, let's just go from the start, I guess. I was born with two kidneys. One of my kidneys disappeared, left me with one kidney, had some operations, at a couple months old. I used to have then a few years later, I got a chronic pain syndrome in my stomach where I would get really intense pain in my abdomen, and I'd have to have something called a TENS machine, which is a electrical device with a dial on it. Some of you might have heard of it before, and you put these electric sticky pads on your stomach to basically help with the pain, and it massages the muscles through electrical currents. So I had that when I was younger, and I remember, always having wires under my top and stuff, being very young, being quite self-conscious. A lot of other kids didn't understand it, and as we all know, kids can be ruthless. I had some kids who would like rip off the pads off my stomach as a game, just to, kind of, I don't know why, but they did it, right? And is what it is. And yeah, a few years later, the pain in my stomach moved to my legs. Um, so I was in a wheelchair. I'd basically be walking and then I'd collapse and my legs would spasm in pain and I used to roll around on the floor screaming in pain for a good 5 minutes or so. So I was in a wheelchair to prevent me falling and plonking my head on something and cracking my head open. So it wasn't that I couldn't walk, but it's that I would walk and then all of a sudden would collapse. So it was more of a preventative, the wheelchair. I was in a wheelchair for X amount of time. I don't know how long it was. A lot of this memories have been kind of blacked out because there's a lot of trauma involved with it all. So yeah, time frames are a bit blurry to me, to be honest. But yeah, I was in a wheelchair, couldn't really take part in sport. Spent the vast majority of the first decade of my life in hospital, having lots of operations and surgeries and tests and playing around with medication. I think my mum told me I had 10, 11, 12 tablets a day, swallowing them whole at the age of like 5 or something like that. So yeah, and yeah, missed out on a lot of school. I remember I wasn't in the yearbook in any of the photos because I was in hospital. And basically, they never found any of the causes behind any of the things that I went through in that period. So they don't know why the kidney disappeared. They've got ideas. They think it was to do with cysts, like attacking the lining of the kidney, and then eventually it gave out. Um, they don't know what caused the leg pain. They call it an unknown neuropathic chronic pain syndrome, basically, is what they put it down to, which doesn't really, explain it, but is what it is. So yeah, first 10 years of my life was pretty rough in terms of medical things. And then keeping in mind I couldn't do sport. Then I kind of transitioned over to secondary school, and it must have been with puberty or like growing up. I kind of the medical things subsided for a bit, so my pain kind of settled down for a bit. The kidney wasn't too much of an issue. I just had to drink loads and loads of water, but the one kidney I had and I have was very healthy at the time. And yeah, I after not being able to take part in sport, I then luckily became quite athletic out of nowhere at the age of 10, 11, 12. And I remember the whole of primary school, I could not do any sport, couldn't take part in PE. And then on the last sports day before I transitioned over to secondary school, so the last sports day in year six, we did 100 meters and I came second in the whole school behind one person who was always the fastest. So for me to go from not being able to do sport to do that was a really big achievement. And I think that kind of kick-started a big hunger for me to prove myself against these medical things that have held me back. Then I went to secondary school, started playing basketball, became obsessed with it. I'd wake up before school, get there with my friend Bradley, and we would start playing at 6 a.m., 6:30 before, school starts at 8 o'clock. We come into form time, sweating, stinking the class out because we've already played basketball for 2 hours before school started. And yeah, I just became obsessed with basketball. And I think it's because I couldn't do sport for so long. And I was involved, felt like a bit of an outsider in primary school because I was the kid in the wheelchair or the kid with wires or the kid who's never at school because of hospitals. And I think being a part of something like a team, I obviously liked and I was good at it as well, So yeah, I became obsessed with it. Um, dedicated my life to it, as I said. And then at this point, I'm like 10, 11, 12, and then enjoyed sports and life for like 5 years. And then when I was 14, 15, I got bit by a false black widow spider, which caused my leg to kind of swell up and go really weird colors. And I was on a drip in hospital for a few days. My blood pressure was elevated, and even after the infection went down from the spider bite, the blood pressure was still high, from what I understand. So they basically worked out that I have high blood pressure. Um, and after a while, I started to develop symptoms on a day-to-day in secondary school while I was playing basketball, such as brain fog, like not really understanding what I'm doing, thought process wasn't clear, chronic fatigue, so like extremely tired all the time, even if I'd had like the perfect amount of sleep or slept for, had a good night's sleep. Hot flushes, vertigo, so the room was spinning. I feel like I was going to pass out. Palpitations, where you feel your heartbeat around your whole body. Um, and yeah, the list kind of goes on. There's a long list of symptoms that I got, and they would be triggered if I was really hot or if I was doing sport and my heart rate was elevated. So it got to a point where I couldn't really play basketball anymore. The one thing that I really wanted to do. And yeah, it was tough. And I got to the point where I didn't even like watching basketball because I was annoyed I couldn't play. So I remember trying and pushing myself through these symptoms of feeling like I'm gonna pass out and die while I was playing, but I just had to sit down. And it got to a point where my coach and all of my team knew, and they can tell when I was struggling, and they just tell me to sit down basically. So eventually, I got no game time, even though I was pretty decent at the sport. And yeah, then I just gave up, stopped going to training and everything else. And that was quite difficult because the one thing that I was really good at that made me part of a community and a team and having people around me was kind of taken away from me without my consent. I definitely didn't consent for that. And Yeah, from there, they diagnosed me with POTS, so postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. 2 seconds, I'm going to take this phone call. Yeah, I got a phone call and I can't remember where I was, but I believe it was the blood pressure problems, heart rate. They diagnosed me with POTS. That was it. So POTS is postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. So this is where you change posture, you sit up, you lie down, and your blood pressure and heart rate fly through the roof. Now, the interesting thing with mine is that it would go really high, like blood pressure up to like 190 over 120, heart rate up to 230, 40 beats per minute or something resting. And it would also go really low. So when I slept, my heart rate went extremely low. And when I was awake throughout the day, it would be normal, it would be really high, it would be really low. So obviously having medication was tough because the medication brought it down, but if it was already low, then it went too low. So yeah, that was difficult trying to manage that. I know there was a period of time where I was in hospital for a week or two. Once again, I don't remember time frames because a lot of it's kind of blurry due to the trauma. But chats I've had with my mum, reminiscing on everything. Yeah, there was a period of time where they were playing around with medications, trying to get it under control and stabilize my blood pressure and heart rate a bit more. And they managed to temporarily. I remember having like blood pressure, 24-hour blood pressure monitors in school that would go off every 30 seconds. I remember getting a heart implant implanted into my chest. So here I've got a loop recorder, which kind of pokes out. It's a small kind of device that goes in my chest. And yeah, so they diagnosed me with that. They diagnosed me with EDS, which is Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is a very complex condition. So I would just say Google it. EHLERS Danlos syndrome. Um, there's a lot of kind of things that come under the umbrella of EDS. And what else? They diagnosed me with hyperinsulinemic hypoglycemia, um, all to do with my insulin levels. And basically anything that automates, that should be automated in my body, such as heart rate, breathing, blood pressure, like adrenal glands, everything that kind of should work by itself is out of control, basically. So it's all like autonomic um, dysfunction basically is the way to describe the set of conditions that I had. And there's obviously loads that weren't diagnosed and still aren't diagnosed. So yeah, basically just they threw loads of medication at me. And when I was 17, couldn't play sport anymore. I basically had enough and I stopped taking all my medication. So I was supposed to be on 10, 11, I don't know how many tablets, like 5 to 10 tablets a day, something like that. And I just stopped taking it. I basically had a bit of a what's the word? I stood up to it. What's the word? Yeah, it's a lot kind of going back, talking through all this. As I said, there's a lot of trauma related to the medical history that I've got. Protest, that's it. So I had a protest and I said, I've been in hospitals for like 15, 16 years. My health conditions have ripped away everything that I've liked in terms of like basketball, memories as a kid, like anything that I wanted to do, it was taken away from me out of my control. And I just said, I'm not having these medication anymore. I just want to be normal. And my mum and my stepdad thought I was taking all my medication, and I wasn't. I was just throwing all the boxes in a bin bag, collecting a massive bin bags of medication that I wasn't taking because it was still arriving, and I wasn't taking it. And then they basically found the bag of meds in my room, and said you really need to focus on your health, and like long term, it's not going to be good if you just forget about it all. But I just continued to forget about it, and I basically pushed all my health problems to the side and channeled all my energy into building my first online business. So I was at university studying music technology, wanted to be a music producer. And while I was there, I built Banter and Talent, which was a UK-based meme account, as I said, to 2 million followers. I would post 30, 40, 50 times every single day without a single day off for over 4 years. Grew this account to 10K followers in 8 weeks, 100,000 followers in a year, and 1 million followers within 2 years. And as I said, scaled it to just under 2 million. by the time it got deleted for no reason, by the way, but that's a whole other video and conversation to have. And yeah, I basically pushed all these medical things to the side and built the business. Um, Neglected my health a lot, picked up bad habits, wasn't looking after myself, wasn't exercising, and then the business went out of my control. So it got disabled, the page. I was like 18 years old, making £25,000 a month, with no employees, no overheads, living at my parents still. And yeah, life was pretty good. But then the page got deleted, lost all the money, lost all the followers. Um, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me because I had developed a bit of an ego with this page. I used to like people recognizing me. I'd go on nights out and a good 15 people would come up to me no matter where I went, even in other countries, people messaged me. And yeah, it's because I plastered my face all over the page. Because I think when I was younger, I was a bit of in the background a lot. And I think I liked the attention and was proving to, almost to myself that even though I've got all these medical conditions, I can still do something. Everyone look at me kind of thing. And yeah, the page went. And honestly, it was the best thing that happened. It humbled me, which I needed. I'm so glad it did. It grounded me. And then I tried loads of other businesses. My parents said, you need to get a job in social media. You've got a good skill set there. I said, look, I've run this business for 3, 4 years. At this point, it was like 17 years old to like 21 years old that I ran the meme page. 21 years old, I refused to get a job. I'd rather burn through all my savings and try and start a new business. As I said, I tried drop shipping, trading, lost money on both of them, made some money too, lost some money, learned some skills, but just wasn't sustainable. And then started my marketing agency. And it took me about a year to make any money because I didn't have anyone to follow in terms of guidance. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I didn't know how to approach a business owner. I didn't know how to get them good results. Didn't know anything about sales, about outreach and prospecting, and did not have the mindset for it either. The only thing I did have the mindset for was to just keep going and keep headbutting a wall until something worked, and then eventually got my first client. It was like £1,000 a month, and then haven't looked back from there. But it was a rough year where I didn't know what I was doing, and now the agency's doing all right. Making good money. Got a good team of people as well. So I've got people who help me deliver the service for our clients. It's completely remote, so I've got team members around the world. I've got clients around the world, amazing clients, amazing businesses that we help with their marketing. A lot of them, have become really good friends of mine. People in UK, people in America, people in Australia, like all over the world, and I love it. And I think the only reason I was able to build that business was and pursue through that year of no progress was because of I'll be back. Yeah, I think the only way that I pursued it was just through everything that I'd already been through. I'd have had things taken off of me before. Um and I just pursued. So that's a little bit about me and my story anyway. And now I'm on a mission to help people who have either struggled with health conditions, they, have been bashing their head against the walls, going to doctor's appointments, trying to get answers. Whether it's chronic health conditions, autoimmune conditions, or whether it's another kind of adversity in life, whether it's something family related, it's a divorce, whether it's like a breakup. Just, I'm on a mission to help anyone who's had things they want to achieve or do in life, and life has ripped that away from them. Because the one thing I have learned is that anyone could do anything, but when you're stuck in it, it's tough. And if you don't know what to do, what direction to go in, it can take a long time, loads of trial and error. You can waste loads of time and money. So, for example, the people who I've helped mentor and start their own marketing agencies, I've got people who have made £1,000 in their first month, hired a whole team in their first month, learned about their mindset, their goals, sales, like fulfilling the service, running ads for businesses, like marketing psychology. I've taught people that in a month. And, I've got people who in 6 months are making 20, 30, 40,000 a month. I've got students that are making like between 50,000 and £100,000 every single month profit in like less than a year. And I know that when you're stuck in it by yourself, trying to just make progress, it is tough. And, sometimes you can't see the other side. So I'm on a mission to help other people who have experienced adversity in life, who have had health problems, who have had something happen in their life that would normally break you down. And I want to help these people turn it into fuel to achieve things that they want to achieve. Because the truth is, anyone can build a business. And I want to help people who I can relate to because I've learned a lot along my way. I'm running a business now, online. I've been in the online business space for 7, 8 years, full time. And if I can help anyone else kind of get the freedom that they want, whether they're, if you're already in a job that pays well, but you just want the freedom to travel and work your own schedule, then this could be for you. And I'm just on a mission to try and post as much content as I can, helping out as many people as I can, and just having a really big impact in the world. So that's a bit about me. That's a bit about my background. Not the most professional video. I'm sitting here in a fluffy coat, which is actually from one of my clients that I do marketing for. They're called Banana Lagoon. Shout out them over in Australia. And sitting on a sofa, not even at my desk, but these are the best videos, I think, impulsive videos. Um, yeah, that just kind of give a bit of value and hopefully help someone. So if you're someone out there who's struggled in life, whether that's, as I said, health conditions, whether that's chronic illnesses, whether that's something else in life that's just pushed you down and set you back, I want to show you how to turn that into fuel and actually build something positive out of it, achieve your goals, build your own legacy, get the freedom you deserve, make money online, run a business from wherever you want, wake up every day feeling motivated to just grow as an individual. And I'm on a mission to help others do that while I'm also on a mission to getting back on track with my health, diagnosing my conditions, getting into the hospitals. And yeah, like if anyone else is going through this or have gone through something similar, I'd love for you to reach out because it can be a very lonely journey. And yeah, if there's anyone who resonates with this, then I hope it helps. So yeah, my name is Lewis. I've got a Instagram account. If you're someone who would want to reach out and get in contact, I'll get it up on the screen now and share it. I'm open to any messages that anyone might have. There you go, I'll share screen. So this is me. Um, that's my username. You can reach out and drop me a message if you like. And yeah, I just hope this helps someone out. So my name is Lewis M. Moore, Lewis Montgomery Moore. And yeah, that's it. Hopefully I'll connect. This will resonate with people. And yeah, I look forward to having a chat with anyone who reaches out. Peace.